Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever time it is from wherever you're watching us from. Welcome to Tony's Pod, where we tell Kenya's story as it is. I'm your host, Anthony Mutugi, and today is on Tuesday, the 3rd of June, 2025. From politics to society, here we speak the truth, we unpack the headlines, and give voice to the people behind the stories. Any events or occurrences that are spoken about in this episode are subject to that date. We are going to look at some of the stories that I've prepared for you, and it's been quite it's been a long weekend. We just after the Madaraka Day celebrations that were recently held in Homa Bay. A lot to speak about, a lot has been happening. And Kenya is just a drama series that you can't just take a breath. You always have to catch up, and you're always playing catch up. One of the interesting stories that I came across over the weekend, well, of course, it's not interesting to many when you speak about matters gambling, but I personally take it as a social issue that most people don't want to speak about, and that your local media station will not want to highlight each and every other time. Well, the government is looking forward to adding some laws to taming the gambling addiction in Kenya. That was according to the Sunday Nation on June 1st. And they say that some of the proposals that the betting, I think they are the licensed guys that they are looking forward to proposing include one, ensuring that every person can only have a maximum of one bet per day. Ukiwekelea bet on this one site, ni hivyo umemaliza. If it's Man U versus Arsenal, you will not bet against Chelsea. So I'm not definite whether that will apply to someone who's choosing a multi-bet. Is it one slip per day or just one bet per day? I'm not definite about that. But whatever the case, I think this is a win against the gambling addiction. If that law is passed, then we expect to see a high improvement. We don't expect to see people losing school fees because of gambling addiction. Watu wanauza ploti, anagambo ploti yote. We hope that such instances will start going down. There will also be a cooling period. I think they talked about one bet per day maximum. I'm not definite how the betting companies will take that, because we know now their source of income is being directly touched. Wanaguza mlima ya betting companies. And apart from the betting companies, remember sometime last week I had spoken about one senior person in parliament, actually in the Senate, where they have been collecting taxes on behalf of betting companies for KRA. So it's an intricate web where many people are benefiting, and such a law would mean that the income that is coming out of betting, whether in taxes, whether in terms of profits, will be going down. So we are yet to see what is going to happen. But what are they looking at? They are looking at the same kind of laws that are in the UK. In 2005, there was the Gambling Act of 2005 that was passed in the UK. So it's used in England, it's used in Britain. Okay, the Great Britain, UK, Scotland, Wales. I believe that's where the laws apply the most. And apart from that, there was also a talk about celebrities being banned from having any endorsements with betting companies. I don't know what will happen to the people who currently have contracts with the betting companies. If their association is cancelled, then what happens? I'm expecting to see, I don't know, will they be requested if maybe you had a 1-year contract to promote a betting company and 2 months down the line this has happened? What is the legal way? Because I'm definitely hajalipo pesa yote. Maybe they had a deposit, but we hope that business-wise, content creators don't lose. But for me, it's a win. Anyway, we can look at the laws that govern gambling, because we might say that everyone has a choice to make. You can choose whether to place a bet or not. But gambling is an addiction like any other drug. But now the worst thing about gambling is that if it's a drunk person, you'll always see, ule ni Anton ametingika. Anto has a problem with alcohol. But unlike any other addiction where you can tell this person has been drinking, this person has a problem with smoking, this person has a problem with mirror, whatever drug that they are taking. When it comes to gambling, you can never tell. You'll just see someone is always in a financial mess, anakopa hapa pale. You can never know whether someone is borrowing money because they are just going through a hard time financially, or it's because they have a gambling problem. And then, since no one can tell what you are going through, it's only depression after depression after depression. You're losing and you're feeling bad about it. But no one can tell what you're actually going through. And the worst part is that there is no initiative, and I would confidently say that compared to other countries, I don't feel that betting companies have put measures to ensure that they protect their customers against this addiction. If you look at betting sites in the UK, they always have what we call a self-exclusion program. Self-exclusion ile, umeona mwindi amekukula sana. Amekukula left, right and center, and you are sure if you place another bet, you might not go to work next week. So what do? You say, Maze, I want to self-exclude for myself, at least for 1 month or at least for 6 months. So when you put your details there, your profile is not allowed to place a bet, or your account, you cannot place your bet at all. That is what they do. Well, how many people accept to lose? That you are losing? Of course, there's always that dopamine that if I've won, I will win again. And if I've lost, there's always that mentality that I will place a bet hoping to recover the money that I lost in the previous bet. And in that way, you continue even losing further and further and further. So these laws that we are looking at, what are they supposed to, or what is their main aim? First, is to prevent gambling from being associated, from being a source of crime or disorder, or being associated with crime or disorder, or being used to support crime. Let's look at it from two perspectives. Money, proceeds of gambling can be used in money laundering. You can easily say that you got money from wherever you got it from and claim it's proceeds of gambling, maybe through a casino, such kind of places, because they need fast moving places where money is moving, changing hands fast. So a gambling site would be a perfect spot for that, or even a casino. Actually, if you've watched Ozark, you would understand, you will see why there was need for the money launderers to have a casino, because it would help them launder money a bit faster. The other part is from the loser, the person who is betting. Apart from money laundering, what about the person who is gambling? This person who is addicted to gambling, they might end up stealing from their wife's purse, from their husband's wallet. They might end touching their kids' school fees, selling a car, or even stealing. And so the reason that the motive for committing that crime is gambling. Number two, there is also the fact that the government would like to ensure that gambling is conducted in a fair and open way. And apart from being fair and open, it protects children and also the vulnerable from being exploited by gambling. I feel addiction is a way that people are exploited. We are looking at raising the minimum age for betting from 18 to 24. Well, people are saying that 18, as long as you're above 18, uko na ID, but between 18 to 24 is where the problem is, because these people feel like gambling could be a source of income. Most are students and they are honestly trying to get an extra coin and they don't know where to get this extra coin from. I remember when I was a student at that time, I used to gamble hoping to get more money, but the little that you have pia yenyewe inapotea. I thank God mine didn't get to addiction because I don't like losing. My Kikuyu genes could not allow me to continue losing money. So when I felt like I'm losing, I was able to just get out of this web. But the companies are really against this because they are saying that it should be 18 and above. But I feel if the age limit was raised to 24, it would be much better. And apart from that, betting companies are being asked to contribute to a kitty that the government uses to help those who are fighting addiction, gambling addiction, because it says that the government are incurring the expenses alone while the betting companies benefit. This kitty is more like giving back to society, but betting companies are saying that they are not part of the problem that is being created by the gambling addiction. So there'll be a lot of vuta ni kuvute, and also the betting and gambling licensing board is looking at getting more systems that are able to look at the activities that these betting sites undertake. Because ukiwekelea bet kwa one betting company, assuming you've placed a bet on SportPesa, you should not be able to place another one on Betika. As long as umewekelea place moja, you must finish 24 hours ndio uwekelee ingine. So there's a lot of data that will be required, and we hope to see that it works out. The problem with Kenya is that we can make so many good laws, but if we are not following them, then we are just hitting a dead end. Let's wait and see how they move.